live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. This is Sooner Sports Talk on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield.
Throw ahead to Nigel Pack, open for three in the tie. Got it! Back to Brown up top, three ball, Xavier, bam! Big one!
Chavez right wing will fire a three. It's a swish. Aaliyah Chavez with her first three. Chavez underneath Williams is wide open. Sahara goes up and scores. Good ball movement, and Sahara Williams finished it.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
Beer's got a hand on it. Verhulst ahead to Williams. It's a 2-on-1 with Reagan. Reagan goes in. Left side layup is good.
Pack, Forsyth corner, three ball. Got it!
This is Sooner Sports Talk.
Welcome back to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. It's time for Sooner Sports Talk. Please join me in welcoming Ginny Baranczyk to the stage and her special guest, Sahara Williams. What's up, Sahara? How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
What's up, Coach? How's it going down
today?
there?
How are
Good,
we?
good. Congrats on the win over Tennessee.
Thank you.
What was today off day for everybody and then back at it on Tuesday?
Absolutely.
Pretty special.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the game in general, and then we'll dive into the latest with Sahara, and we got another guest that's going to join us later. But just overall thoughts as you look back on Sunday and the way this team played.
Well, you know, what's really nice is that you get on these off days for the players, we get extra time to be able to watch the film as coaches. So what you think is really good one day, you might look at a little different the next. And so we'll get to watch a lot of film tomorrow in practice, which is so exciting. But no, honestly, I think, you know, you can just see that we're continuing to get better. I love the balance that we had in that game. I love we had to make some really big plays, and Tennessee's really good. I mean, they're just very, very talented, and so for us to be able to play the way that we did, I thought our crowd was amazing. I thought our crowd was so engaged. I thought that part was really, really fun. And, you know, it was a game of a lot of free throws, I know, on both sides, so it wasn't necessarily always fun, but it was also, there were also some pretty cool moments of free flow basketball, really on both sides. So I think from a overall standpoint, we're really happy to come away with that one. But you can also just tell that we're just getting better and better as time is going.
How'd it feel out there? What was it like to play in that environment?
It was just fun. It was a very fast-paced game, but then when all the fouls were called, obviously, it slowed it down a little bit. But no, it was fun. I think Tennessee's a really good team, and they play kind of the similar way we play, very fast-paced. But I thought we out-teamed them when it counted later in the game. I thought we really came together and we leaned on each other, and then we just executed when we needed to, and we made plays. I think we made big plays and hustle plays, and it may not have been pretty, but we just got it done, and I think that was what really mattered the most to me. It's just we didn't give up.
Is that a Ginny Baranczyk phrase? Out-teamed them? I don't know that I've heard that before. That's pretty good, Sahara.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can take that, but I do know that that's what we've been talking about a lot, is being a team, and we've got to be the best team that we can be. And so you know, that is something that I think we're still growing in. I think we're trying to still navigate what that actually looks and feels like on a daily basis, because when you are a team and teams make plays, that means everybody involved has to show up for and with one another, and that's really where we're really trying to focus. So it's not even about, you know, out-teaming another team. It's about out-teaming ourselves every day and how we continue to grow as a team. And I think Sahara is such a leader in that. She just really is. And the way that she came in with intensity, and you talk about hustle plays on both ends of the floor in the last however many games, but especially yesterday. I mean, her energy and her confidence and her competitiveness just continues to elevate the level of our entire team. And when you have a player like Sahara doing that, then really good balance finds you, and you can see that on a stat sheet.
I have to ask a lot of leaders, what's it like finding your voice? I don't think you've ever had a problem finding your voice. Just your leadership approach, what's that been like as you've grown in your role and obviously, you know, grown in your experience?
It's definitely fun being able to connect with each of my teammates individually, just to figure out how I can help them and make them better. 'Cause most importantly, that's what it's about. But Honestly, it's sometimes challenging and it's sometimes hard, but I think when you have a coach like Jenny who's just like super confident and like she's just a believer, she makes it easy and she makes it a safe space to where I can go to her and be like, Jenny, I'm struggling. Like, how can you help me become a better leader for this team? And we can have those conversations. So having a coach like that has definitely made me find my voice even better in situations where I may think I'm not being the best leader. So I just appreciate that, and I think that's kind of where I've been this season.
It's got to feel pretty cool to hear, Coach.
Well, Sahara's one of those people, and you guys have heard me talk about her so much, but she's just one of those people that she's going to make it in life. And so this is a lot bigger than basketball. But I think one of the, every year we've had multiple conversations, some that are really hard conversations, some that are very truth-telling, some that are nothing to do with basketball, some that have just only to do with basketball. And I think, you go back even her freshman year and I said, I don't care if you're a freshman, you still have to talk. You still have to use that voice because you could see, you could see in her, the leader, you could see where this game was going to take her more than what she could see in that moment. And so you've seen her just elevate that level to a point. We had a conversation this year where it wasn't always necessarily an easy conversation. And she made a comment and she said, yeah, so I have to show up every single day for us to win. And I said, yep. I said, do you want a different different role? And she kind of looked at me, and that was a hard conversation because, especially when you're not winning, that conversation was happening when we weren't necessarily winning. And it's not about the stats that she has, it's about the presence that she brings to the game. And I think this year she's not in prove my game mode. She's in how do I show up every day for and with my team, how do I elevate, and how do I make sure that no matter what, I leave everything out there on an everyday basis. And she has always been our everyday competitor. That's always been something. But this year it's different. She understands that you have to show up every day no matter how you feel, no matter how you feel about other people. And tell me, if people have that in life, they are going to make it.
Preach.
And they're going to be successful, and they're going to be just incredible leaders from here on out. So for her to learn these lessons at such a young age is so impressive. You can overcome any kind of failure. You can fall down. You can make a bad decision, make a bad play, have a turnover here, do whatever else, miss some shots, and then step up and hit a really big one because you just believe in everybody else. It's not about you believe that you have to prove it to everybody else.
That's awesome. It also means that sometimes you have to have difficult conversations. How have you embraced that role, not just with Jenny, but with your teammates too? Because sometimes you might have to tell someone it's got to be better.
No, yeah, that's true. It's a two-way street. I think I can hold my teammates accountable, and they can hold me accountable. So it's a lot of ownership within our team, and I think that helps build team chemistry. But saying all the hard things isn't as easy as some people may think as a leader, because you care about your teammates.
Right.
You don't really want to hurt people's feelings. But when you see that there's growth coming out of it and there's good coming out of it, then it's like, okay, it becomes easier. And it's like sometimes conflict is necessary, but it depends how you do it and how you get your message across, because you can't talk to everyone the same. You can't treat all your teammates the same. So just learning how I can connect with them to get the message across, whether it's coming from me or even the coaches, I think that's something that I really take pride in.
You have a burner Twitter account. You can say whatever you want about anyone when they're right there in your face.
No, she does not have that. But last week, Kaya was here. And so the question was brought up about you challenging Kaya.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yes.
We talked about you with Kaya
Yes.
last week.
Yeah, and it was pretty incredible, for her to really understand the magnitude of you trying to elevate her.
Aww,
and it was really, it was. I mean, she seems so nice right now, doesn't she? You should see.
I was about to say, you said, and I was like, that's not the way that she made it sound last week.
Hell, I might too. Who knows?
I love watching you play.
Thank you.
I think you're talented enough where you can score
So
from
fun.
anywhere, and you're a great defender, but yet I'll see you diving for a loose ball or, letting your team know when they got to step up. When I watch you seem like you really love basketball.
I do.
So what planted that seed? What really kind of birthed your love for hoops?
It kind of started, I was just playing to have fun, just to make friends. Then I saw kind of how good I could be at this. And then, you kind of go through things in life and you're like, kind of got to stick with it, and it's working, so why not? And then you just find a university or a staff and just a family of people who kind of believe in you, but also make it fun and make you just want to show up for the love of basketball and not because it's a job necessarily. And so I think that's what made it easy. But just seeing how much you can get out of something when you just put so much into it, I think has been the biggest motivator for me, and just understanding it can change the trajectory of your life on any given day. So I think that's what's really awesome about it.
That's we're watching someone grow up right in front of our eyes, Coach. Not just as a player, but as a person too. It's got to be pretty sweet to see.
Well, it is. It is really neat too. I mean, just to think about, and we've talked about this a lot. And I don't know if we talked about this last time or not, but just that. I mean, this ball has taken her all over the world, out of Waterloo, Iowa. And it's, a lot of us here maybe don't know Waterloo. Sahara and I do. But it's not, your eyes aren't always open to the entire world when you come from a smaller community. And so it's a wonderful community, but it's a smaller community. And so for her to be able to, go to Mongolia and play basketball and go to, different areas in the world and in this country with this ball, and to meet the people that she's met, to play with some of the best players in the country. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Great stuff. Sarah, great job, man.
Thank you.
You're crushing it. It's awesome to watch your growth. And
crushing
it's
it.
fun to watch this team, too. Our opening segment's been presented by Noble McIntyre with McIntyre Law. Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, award-winning Oklahoma personal injury attorneys. More with Ginny Baranczyk next. You're watching Sooner Sports Talk.
Thank you.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Bob Moore Ford, official sponsor of the Patriot of the Game. Riverwind Casino, the official entertainment destination of OU Athletics. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Love's, the heart of the highway.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Talk live from Rudy. Say hello to Keziah Lofton. Welcome to the stage, Keziah. Thanks for taking time.
We're a little nervous.
No.
I know. Well, you have that effect on people, Chris.
I know. It's like, I got to talk to this guy? Oh, my gosh.
No,
She's
it's
going to
more
ask
like,
me an
oh my
uncomfortable
gosh, he's
question.
so amazing.
See, there you go.
It's hard to be around him.
Payment's coming. Bethany,
Yes.
Bethany, Oklahoma. Boy, it's got to mean a lot to you to put on the Crimson and Cream, right? Did you grow up a fan?
I did. I grew up a Sooners fan my whole life. It's been a dream come true to play here. That's all I wanted to do. So.
All right, we did this
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that awesome?
I know.
We did this last week, and I was kind of impressed. What's your earliest OU women's basketball memory? What do you remember that kind of turned you on to the program?
I would have tournaments here at the little rec center with all the courts. We would play here a lot, and so my mom would take pictures of the campus in the background and stuff. So,
okay, so
yeah.
it was a campus.
Yeah.
It wasn't an individual player that was your first pull to?
Not really.
Okay, because if you would have said Taylor Robertson, then we were all going to feel really old from that perspective.
She probably was watching even before then. She knew everybody. Yeah, she used to come a lot too. She was one of the first people I talked to when I got here. Mm-hmm. And she was really young. She was going into high school at the time. So I just heard about her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. How important was that to make sure that the new OU women's basketball coach knew who you were?
It was really cool. It was really cool.
She doesn't think it's as cool today, I'm sure, but I think she's you again today. Okay.
What is it?
I told you at some point you'd kind of get sick of seeing me every day.
Just a little.
You weren't supposed to admit it.
What's the process been like for you in really just immersing yourself in the college game?
It's been hard a little bit, but overall it's been really good. My teammates have done a really good job of leading me and showing me how it's done, and the coaching staff makes it easy. So I've learned a lot being here.
Because I guess we ask kind of the same question to a lot of people just to learn more about you, and this is the first time you've been on Sooner Sports Talk with us. What kind of drove you to basketball? What was the genesis of your love of basketball?
I started playing basketball when I was 4. Both of my parents played up until high school, and so I kind of started at the YMCA. I played all the sports, but basketball ended up being my favorite, and I think I was the best at it. So
I think that worked out okay. And you mentioned she was one of the first people that you had a chance to talk to when you took the job. Coach, what stood out about Keziah?
Well, when we first got here, the thing that you really want to be able to do is to establish that the best players from Oklahoma stay in Oklahoma, stay here. And that's exactly, she was one of the very first people on that list of us to get to know and start to recruit. And then you just realize that it was awesome that it was her dream to come here and our dream to have her. And so that the magic's going to happen. So I love that she's her senior year in high school, she didn't get to play. She played in a couple games kind of toward the end because she was injured. And so you got to see her really navigate that and be really hungry this summer. And again, I was gone most of the summer with USA Basketball. And so when I came back, you just got to see how hard she plays, and she's learning so much, and she was never afraid to ask questions. So that showed me that she's got this really cool confidence about her, that she just craves getting better. I think we've sat in my office for a lot of hours watching film, learning this game. And I tell you what, I love the impact that she's just going to continue to have here as she lives out her dream, putting that uniform on, because I think she's very, very talented. I think she's learning a lot. Probably 2 weeks ago, we were, just having a conversation, and you could see an entire light bulb go on for her, just an understanding. Because sometimes when you come in as a freshman, you're like, okay, I have to do all these things, and I have to be so perfect, and because you want to play and you want to do this, and I got to prove that I can show you this, and I can do this. And it went from that to, okay, how do I help our team win? And when you can do that your freshman year and have that big of an adjustment, and she has helped us win. And in an everyday setting, she shows up every day and she practices really hard. There's days that are hard. And I think she's really learned this year to still find the fun, find the light. I think her and Brooklyn Stewart have become really good friends. They're roommates. And so, they have these very, very freshman moments, which are mostly fun. But I think they're so good for one another. I think they challenge each other, and there's just this genuine care and this genuine excitement when the other does well. And they do it for everybody on the team, but it's fun to be able to kind of see that as roommates. And so I think she's just grown so much, and she's going to continue to grow, and she's going to continue to be thrown into the fire. She's going to continue to, have to do some really good things for us. But I tell you what, her defense especially has probably shocked herself that we're putting her in some of these positions. I mean, we're putting her against these pros, we're putting her against people that could be future Olympians, and I'm still yelling at her to hold her ground, and she's like, I'm trying, But I love that she's learned a lot on the offensive end. She's understanding the spacing. She's understanding things that maybe she wasn't even a month or two ago. And so she's just addicted to learning and growing. And when you can mesh that with your dream, there's still great things this season for her, but for sure in the future too.
Yeah. Did you imagine, and by the way, that's great. High praise from your coach.
Yes,
it's got to feel really good. But could you have imagined when you came in that you were going to have the kind of role that you have right now as a true freshman, or did you think it might be more of a ramping up process?
I was questioning. I was like, it definitely could be, but practice, I've just been working really hard, and she's been instilling the confidence in me, and so I feel really good when I go out there and play.
Listen.
It's amazing though that because you don't understand
right.
when you come in, because you think, okay, well, I'm going to play, or nobody thinks that they're gonna play 20 minutes in a game. Everybody wants to play 40 minutes a game until you realize you can't really play 40 minutes in a game. It's too hard to play 40 minutes. And then you realize, okay, well, we're in the SEC, and man, the season's way longer than you anticipate it being, right? And oh yeah, you got to show up every day, and oh yeah, there's all this extra film, and oh yeah, who knew about anything recovery or weight room or any of that kind of stuff? So there's so much that goes into it. And I think what I've been really impressed with this freshman class is they still show up every day with a smile on their face. I mean, they come into practice with a smile on their face every single day. I mean, they're still having fun, and that's what you want. That's when you have a really great culture that's just continuing to get better. There's a reason that we didn't necessarily finish some of the games earlier, especially in the conference season, that we would have loved to have finished, that we're now finishing. And in ways, because you can't, experience is our best teacher. And you got to fall down and you have to fail. And I think there have been plenty of times that Keziah's been frustrated and she's been having a hard time, but she still comes with a smile. And there's been times where it's like, okay, you want to play more here, or, oh my God, now I'm tired when I'm in and you're putting me on this person. Like, can I just get a minute, And she's had multiple moments like that. And so, you don't realize that all of that goes into your experience backpack, right? That you get to carry with you, and it's part of you. And you learn and you learn and you learn, especially when you're open to learning. And Keziah's just been unbelievable in terms of that. And so I think early on in the season, you go from, is my confidence good? Is it not good? Is it good? Is it good? To, oh yeah, no, I'm getting better. Okay, no, I want to do this. No, now I got to work. And now what do I do to help the team? And you worry less about whether or not your confidence is good, and you worry more about okay, I have to impact this team. We're on this great team. we could make this great run, and I get to be part of it. And I think that's where she's really at right now.
It's great stuff. Listen, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. It's
Sorry, I was talking too much.
No, it's great.
I took all your talking.
Hey, listen,
It's
when
okay
you're,
with me.
if your coach is saying nice things about you, it's like, hey, you keep talking.
Exactly,
Coach Bronchek.
exactly.
It's time for our One Oklahoma Sooner Sports schedule. One Oklahoma powered by Sooner Sports Properties, Fan Field, Athlete Focus. There we go. Arkansas coming to town on Thursday night, then a trip to Missouri. And, oh, my gosh, Coach, the SEC tournament's already here.
It is. In a little over a week.
That's crazy.
It's
But
crazy.
It'll be an emotional night, I think, for the senior night Thursday night. That's always a tough one, at least
Yeah.
for fans. I mean, you
Yeah.
probably are ready to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, never. No, I mean, I'm so excited about our senior class. I mean, obviously, you have it with Beatrice Colton. I think she's just such an incredible ambassador for our team, for this university. I mean, she's just going to be forever in terms of that. She's a good leader on our team. And then you have, Peyton Verhulst, who was kind of one of the big, the first big player that came and was like, okay, I want to do some things. She was a highly ranked transfer, and as we've established, she's probably a little bit too much like I was at 20, so we have our moments. And then you have Reagan Beers, who I will never forget. I think the highest compliment that I've ever heard anybody ever give Reagan was when Sahara was sitting up here maybe last year, and she said, when I heard that Reagan was coming, I really knew I had to up my game because I knew that we were going to be really good, so I had to get better. And so when people say that they have to be better because they know that you're coming, and so for her to be able to choose Oklahoma, for all of them to be able to choose and stay is pretty incredible. So we're going to celebrate them on Thursday.
I got a quick Rudy's question for you before you get out. This is from Marty, who writes, Coach, how challenging is it whenever you have a very slow feel to the final minutes of the game? How do you keep energy up? That's our Rudy's question of the day. The final minute took 30 minutes to play on Sunday, it felt like. How challenging is that whenever you're going through it as a coach?
Well, it is challenging, and I needed help with people booing the monitor reveals. So when I do this, I can't be that obvious. So please.
It's a new sign. When you see this now, she wants you to boo
maybe I need
the
to do
replay.
a different. Maybe I need to do a different sign. I don't know. All right. Yeah, Angie, you're in charge of the sign.
Come up with a sign, Angie.
Okay, come up with a sign.
But that's tough. The final minute, you have reviews and replays, and you're in a good spot, but still challenging.
No, I mean, it's challenging. But you just have to adjust. That's the beautiful part of basketball is you don't get to make a lot of those decisions, right? And so you have to adjust. And so the most flexible team is usually the one that wins.
Thanks, Coach. Great stuff. And
Appreciate
great job,
you all.
man.
Thank
You
you.
crushed it, Keziah. Awesome job.
You did good. I just talked too dang much. My fault.
This segment's brought to you by Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Porter Moser with Jadon Jones is next.
Boomer.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Sooner Kids Club. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Devon Energy. We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free. Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Fan-fueled, athlete-focused. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Talk. We're live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. This segment is being brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time. Say hello to Porter Moser, men's basketball coach, and Jadon Jones, who's been kind enough to join us. What's up, Jadon? How are you, man? Good to see you, Coach. Thanks for coming back on. First of all, I know it's not the outcome you wanted on Saturday against A&M, but just let's talk about the vibes and the environment to see Buddy have his number lifted to the rafters in the celebration of the 2016 team. Pretty cool moment.
I said it on the radio show and the press conference afterwards that I thought every single person that was in the arena, that the people that were there, start to finish, were doing everything they could to will us a win, and I appreciate that so much. And then about Buddy and the 2016 team, to honor them, I just think two things. One is it's so hard to get to that point. and I've been there, and it's just to have that, to honor the whole group, because it takes a group. And then the second thing is to honor Buddy. And my thought goes to the fan bases when I think about a guy like Buddy, because this day and age, when you have guys, they have 4 places they could be in 4 years. Do they have a place they can call home? And the fan bases get, really relationships with these players. And for Buddy to stay here 4 years, you don't know if that would have happened in the NIL era.
Right.
Just the reality of it. But now he has a place he can call home. Sooner Nation, he has a place that welcomed him home. And I think that is really, really cool.
He enjoyed it. That was one thing. But it is kind of wild because it doesn't really seem like 2016 was 10 years ago. But here we are right now.
Yeah.
And good to see him still there around, supporting, being a part of the program. I know that meant a lot to him, Coach.
He's been great since the moment we got the job. He's come back. He plays with the guys. He texts me all the time. It was really cool last year. I'll share this moment. We played in the Battle of Atlantis in the Bahamas last year. And we won it, and everywhere we went, people were screaming like, Buddy, and then they saw the Oklahoma. And he's just beloved in that country. And he's that personality to them. He's that to the people here. It's just the way he carries himself and the way he is. And well-deserved to put his name in the rafters here forever.
Jayden, I want to ask you, Buddy, you were familiar with this game? Was it cool to see that moment on Saturday night?
It was really cool. Just, being around greatness, what he was able to achieve here, and just seeing, the people rally around him, and, his memories and his achievements around here. It's definitely inspiring. And, him coming back and playing with us, and, just being able to learn from him and see how he approaches the game. It's the memories for sure.
Coach, this team never taps out, man. Fight, scratch, and claw to the very end on Saturday night.
Well, we've had different issues, different games. Like the last time we were here, we had won 2 in a row. And we came back, we lost Tennessee, and it was just we really got pounded on the glass in our turnovers. They had 31 points off our turnovers there at Tennessee, and they had 3 centers that scored 38 points. We took care of the ball against A&M. They pressed the whole game, and we had like 7 turnovers. We did a really good job. We just didn't – all year long we have shared the ball. We just didn't share it and move it like we had. We had a lot of wasted possessions in the second half, and this league is unforgiving. You can't have that many wasted possessions. And the second thing is we just didn't finish at the rim. We left a lot of points on the board at the rim. It was our worst performance of baskets at the rim. We were 4 for 15 at the rim. That's a season low for us. So you combine that with some, not having the best shot selection we've had all year, to missing some down there. That was a different issue that caught us against A&M.
Jayden, how important has it been for the guys to stick together? And obviously, I know that you want to win out. So what's kind of been the challenge and that charge in the locker room?
Just keeping everybody together, keeping everybody focused on winning, making sure everyone knows that, we still are in this. The season's not over. There's a lot of basketball to be played. We're a super talented team, just like every other team in the league, and I think we compete with anyone. So it's just a matter of believing and staying together and keep looking forward.
And it is kind of wild, Coach. This is one of, I think, maybe the longest teams that you've had since you've been here, as far as length and wingspan. And you go back to that Tennessee game, and it's tough whenever you have bodies that are able to be thrown at you like that.
The SEC is just so different than what the country sees. I was talking to a head coach from the Big East today, a friend of mine. We were talking. He's like, I just see the SEC on TV, and you just don't realize it. So yes, this is the longest team we've had, but we're not even in the middle of the pack.
Right.
Tennessee just was 6'10", 6'10", 6'10", 6'11", like they were really, really long. But for us, I'll say something about Jayden. Getting Jayden back healthy. Last year he missed the year with injuries. Then he started off the year another injury. I think him and Dayton and him specifically on our second shift has really taken another step these last 5 games. And I'm so happy for Jayden, but I'm proud of him because it's hard to stick with it and go through ups and downs. And he has just found his voice on this team. He's his mentality, and he realizes it's coming to an end for him in college. And he's not wasting. I mean, he's been one of our most vocal guys the last 4 weeks. And this shift, having the bench scoring went from last in the league to now it's really moving upward, the way Jadon and Dayton are playing off the bench, and it's really helped us.
Your story's amazing, man, and your I guess a term could be stick-to-itiveness is to be admired, because you battled an injury that cost you last season, and then you're back and ready to go, and I don't know if it was a setback or something new, but you kept grinding away. What kept you going?
My faith, honestly. You work so hard to make it to this level. I came from a smaller mid-major, and you look at these games on TV, you see the March Madness, you see everything, and you think, I can play with these guys. Like I can be out there, and you get to it, and you're so excited. And I went the whole summer, did all the workouts, and I get hurt right before our first scrimmage, and season's over. So it hurt, and then next season come back, same thing, have a setback right before the season. So I think it was harder mentally than it was physically, but just keep pushing. Like it's so important just to keep faith and know that it'll pay off.
I have a confession, so you can make fun of me for this. I went out and watched one of the early practices last year, and I was like, he shoots left-handed? I had no idea, but you were so smooth with it. Kind of take me through how unique, and you have left-handed shooters everywhere, but it is kind of unique in the college game right now.
Yeah. I think me specifically, I'm really unique. I have a tendency to get fouled on three-pointers. I jump high and I jump forward, I think, more than the average shooter. So I don't know. I haven't trained to get fouled on threes. It's just something that happens, and it's a great skill to have. So
in other words, Coach, we're not working on it, right?
yeah.
There's a lot of things they say in coaching that you can't coach. Mm-hmm. I can't coach that. Like, I can't say, hey, Jadon, you got to find this knack to get fouled on every three-pointer.
Like that.
and he does. He just has that knack. And it's not like he's kicking his legs out. It's his body kind of goes like that. And he gets fouled a lot. But, it's here's the thing about being a lefty, too. We're actually playing Auburn tomorrow night, and they have 3 lefties in their starting lineup.
Whoa.
And that's the thing. But Jadon just having his presence defensively as well. He has an awareness about him defensively. He anticipates. He gets deflections, and I really felt just getting out of the gates depth-wise was an issue for us with Dayton getting hurt and him early on. So I thought that was getting them back and in full stride. Is meant a lot because it puts so much pressure on the first shift guys. And now, I think everybody in the gym right now that on our team has confidence when Jadon comes in. He's in key moments. He's aware. He's focal. And I just think that's really – and then Dayton is the other one. Dayton looks totally different than he did getting his ankles healthy. He can move, get to his spots. We talked about that last week when he was on the show. So getting those 2 guys have really helped us get some depth.
Well, when you first got healthy, what was it like? Was it still like trusting your body? Was there a process, or had you been waiting so long you're like, I'm going?
I think trusting my body was really important. I try to be intentional about not rushing coming back from injury.
Good call.
You don't want it to be something that's nagging throughout the season. So I think just making sure I'm fully comfortable and confident with how I move and how I play, especially in a league like the SEC where, it's really physical and, your big bodies, it's easy to, re-injure something. So I wanted to be confident and then just trying to get my flow back, trying to, get up to speed, make sure my conditioning's right, and just really mentally being present and not worrying about all the outside things.
All right, we got another segment with Jadon Jones. That's Porter Moser. This segment has been brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time. We'll preview Auburn, and next you're watching Sooner Sports Talk.
Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Trails Golf Club of Norman, where members become family. Inquire today at trailsgolf.com. OU's 2025-2026 women's basketball games are available on Ritmo 96.5 FM in Oklahoma City and 101.5 FM El Patron in Tulsa, as well as on those stations' websites. Each OU Spanish broadcast will feature a 15-minute pregame show and a 15-minute postgame show.
All right, welcome back to Rudy's. It's Sooner Sports Talk. This segment is being brought to you by Mercy. Mercy, your life is our life's work. All right, Jadon, you're going to handle our Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue coach's question because it is for you.
Okay.
And I want to know, what was the reason you left Long Beach State for Oklahoma? What drew you to Norman? Good question.
Well, okay. At Long Beach, my coach got fired, unfortunately. So I entered the portal, and Coach Clay Custer called me, and he was recruiting me really hardly. He, constant contact. And then when I got to Norman for my visit, if you guys knew Coach in the basketball space, he's very intentional. Like everything he says and does is like backed by research, and he's very particular about how he approaches things. So when I got there, he had like a presentation set up for me, and in that presentation, he had stats and like film that I haven't even like known. So he had done so much research and just so much background on me and how I was as a player, and how efficient I was in certain spots, and it left me and my family in awe. And I thought, man, if he's willing to do all this, I know I'm in good hands. So it to me, it was a no-brainer.
What's that? Well, how important is that, Coach?
I remember walking out of the film session, and it was and you walked up and you hugged me. You're like, I'm in.
Yeah, I committed right after the presentation.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, so I told Clay, save that presentation. That's a good one. It just worked.
Whenever you're in the process of finding guys, though, that's important.
Well, Jadon was a two-way player. He had made 77 three-pointers, and he could shoot, and he was on the the year before that, he was the Defensive Player of the Year. So I love two-way players with that. And going into the SEC, you're just building up length and all that. And I just thought defensively, he had just a great knack for getting his hands on balls, and definitely checks the character box. I mean, you talk about the kind of young man he is, and you're not a young man, you're old now, right? Yeah. But just how he is. And I like I said before, what I think Jadon's going to take from this experience is how to keep fighting through hard in your life with a positive mentality. Because he got knocked down 2 years in a row with injuries, and there was a point where when he came back, he wasn't playing like he wanted to, and it was it was part of it. You can get down on yourself, and he just flipped it. He just really came to practice saying, you know what, my mind's right, my game's going to be right. And I think that's going to carry him the rest of his life, is the experience he's going through right now.
You talked about the presentation, so obviously then basketball was important to you. There's fits, there's got to be. We talked about your personality, we talked about what you're all about, you're about the right things. But when you see that kind of basketball fit, Jadon, that had to mean a lot to you.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is you want to be somewhere where you feel like you're needed, somewhere where you feel like you're going to be taken care of. And I thought they did a good job of emphasizing that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Our upcoming schedule is brought to you by One Oklahoma, powered by Sooner Sports Properties. Coach, we got Auburn coming up on Tuesday night. What have you seen from the Tigers?
They're one of the most talented teams in our league. They just beat Kentucky a couple nights ago, and they're extremely talented, really long. Keyshawn Murphy, their center, 6'11", 6'10". He's number 2 in the league in offensive rebounding, but he can really score. They have, Keyshawn Hall is one of the top scorers in our league. Kevin Overton, who's transferred from Texas Tech, from right here from Norman, really elite scorer as well. Todd Pettiford was in the draft. He was projected to be a first-round pick. He came back out of the draft. So one of the more talented teams in our league, very long, very quick. And obviously when you think about them, you think about their offensive explosive, but they're switching 1 through 5 a lot. They're really trying to deny everything. They don't play a lot of guys. They're playing about 7 guys tops, and they're just playing this very athletic, long pace of basketball.
Home, road, get another shot at Missouri. We owe them one. LSU has struggled this year, and then get to wrap up with a trip to Texas. Jadon, that's a pretty challenging road down the stretch. I mean, obviously LSU has struggled. Missouri beat us once, but to see Texas down the road, kind of crazy to think there's only 4 games left in the season. You feel like the season has kind of flown by for you?
Yes and no. Looking back on it, you think, yeah, it might have flown by, but I've been really intentional on just being present in every day. I think when you look at it that way and, you try to make the most of every day, you make the most of it.
What got you into basketball?
Oh, my father.
Really?
Yeah, my father. He was a very good basketball player. He's in the Drew League Hall of Fame. He was a victim of an unfortunate event that ruined his career. But he always, he had a basketball in my hand since I was a baby. So, yeah.
Was he lefty?
He is lefty. I get it from him.
Okay. All right. It makes a lot of sense. And so then in that, it's always kind of been ingrained in your DNA. When was that moment where it was like, hey, Jadon can play at Long Beach State, can play in a Power 4 school? When did that kind of click for you?
I think it always clicked. I think that was always the plan. I never tried to shortchange myself. I try to always, have a confidence and a belief that I can, be at the top of the game. So I don't think it was ever really a doubt.
Hey, before we let you get out of here, it sounds like this team has really stayed together. I know there can be a challenge whenever you haven't had the on-the-court success that you've had, but what can you attribute that to? And when I say on-the-court success, I mean wins and losses, of course. Yeah. You guys have had fun, and you've played hard, and you played well, but what's kept you guys together?
I think he's honestly played a huge role in that. I know a lot of coaches at this point are looking to point fingers or, badmouth their team or, throw in the towel, but he comes in every day. He's energetic. He's passionate. He's uplifting guys. He's, he tells guys the reasons behind his decisions. And I think it keeps everyone in the same page, and it keeps everyone so engaged and locked in. And, we have an older team, which also helps. Like, guys have experienced droughts and runs and, ups and downs. And I think we have just so much talent on this team. We know what we're capable of. And we've just been, victim of some unfortunate stretches. Missouri hit 2 buzzer beaters to beat us. Like, we can compete with anyone. It's just a matter of, making it happen.
Great stuff, Jadon. We appreciate you, Coach.
All right, guys.
Enjoy, man. We'll see you tomorrow night for Auburn. Stick around. We'll put a wrap on Sooner Sports Talk next. Good job, dude.
We'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by OU Fan Shop. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com.
All right, it's time for our final segment in which we thank everyone for coming out tonight here to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. And our final segment is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. A couple of other orders of business before we get out. Whether it's one day, a long weekend, or a special occasion, make your next vacation iconic. Make it O'Connor Resort, where it's always 82 degrees and sunny outside. You can take 25% off your stay with the code OUOKC. Book now at O'ConnorResort.com. And don't forget to check us out in podcast form, Soonersports.com/partner. From my buddy Drake Dykin, for our producer Dan Cavanaugh, I'm Chris Plank. Until next Monday night, Boomer Sooner, everybody.
Live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Sooner Sports Talk has been brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.